What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live here on a Thursday. The Blazers today take on the Cleveland Cavaliers. The game preview for that will be in a bit after picks against the spread. All the game preview graphics I've been doing for game previews, I'm going to just do it on stream today instead of a video. So we'll preview that. We'll talk some trade rumors, and of course, we'll have 6 games to pick from for picks against the spread. Anyway, Eric, what's going on, man? How is your Thursday going?
Oh, it's going pretty good. Got some work done, and now I'm excited for both a Blazer game. I have my first rec league game of the season as well this evening.
What time do you play?
It's at 7, so I'm gonna miss the first little part of the game.
Yeah, I got rec league tonight too, so I might miss the first part of the game. We might have to bring on Taylor Packer or somebody on stream to talk about the game. But yeah, if I don't know what time I play tonight, so we'll have to figure that out. But given how bad the Blazers have been playing, man, I don't know. We'll preview the game in a bit, but we'll, of course, have the post-game show for you guys tonight. And, maybe we might have to fake it the first half. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, we will preview this game and take a look at the analytics, injury report, all that good stuff. But first, Eric, it's time for picks against the spread. And once again, the stream is brought to you by Bet Online. You can get in on any of the action on any of these spreads over on Bet Online. They got parlays. Eric, if you did a parlay on Monday, you would be a rich man right now, as you went 6-0. Parlays, live betting, all sorts of fun stuff. Use that promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% rewards.
We had one push, but luckily no one doubled down on that one.
Yeah, which was nice. And you freaking went off on Monday.
Nice to get back into it. I had struggled the last couple, got below 500, but now I'm right back up there. And let's all get it. Let's all have a good day and get right up there. Let's get 100 wins for the top 4 before we get 100 losses. That'd be nice.
Yep. Me, you, and Jackson are all tied in terms of pick percentage. Just like 0.6 percentage points behind Connor. I'm getting docked because I am not as good at picking double downs as you. But I'm 3 games back. Anybody can take the lead out of the top 4 today. I'm 3 games back. You and Jackson are 1 game back of Connor, who was dismal 1 for 5 on Monday.
The only below 500.
Only person below 500. So everybody gained ground. Zach gained 4 games on him. He's only 14 games back in 7th place. That's pretty dang close for this point in the season for 7th place. Meanwhile, you got Chat's only 7 games back. Trevin's only 9 games back. The records overall aren't looking too good, but it's all about winning this thing, right? So, it's going to be interesting to see how these standings change, and it's fun that it's this close.
Yeah, for sure. Jackson says he didn't realize he went 3-3. You basically won your double down in one of their games, and then there was a push, so that's why.
Yeah,
winning your double down helps.
You lucked out. Losing your double down hurts, which I lost mine. I don't even remember who I doubled down on.
You doubled down on the Magic against the Kings, and they got blown out.
Yeah, but then they beat us. God dang it.
Blazers, yeah.
All right, let's just jump into it. Let's just wash that memory from our heads. By the way, if you missed the post-game show, it was maybe my favorite losing post-game show of the year.
Yeah, for sure.
It was a phenomenal stream. I still need to clip moments from that, man. I haven't done that yet. Maybe I'll do that after the stream. But I could publish those clips like 10 days from now. They'll still be golden. Anyway, you got a massive spread for the first game as Philadelphia is taking on the OKC Thunder at home. And Philadelphia is a 10.5 point favorite.
Yep, and the Thunder are without Alexei Pokusevski, Ousmane Dieng, and Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. The 76ers have no one listed as out of this game.
Wow. Impressive. Very impressive. No, you guys should bet your own money. Unless you use Bet Online. Hashtag ad. Anyway, Sixers for Trevin.
I'm also going to take the Sixers. OKC is one of those teams that I can never get right.
So they're missing Poku, and who else did you say?
Usman Jang, who hasn't really played other than G League, and then Jeremiah Robinson Earl.
Yeah, This is a tough one. Sixers for Connor.
Aeromancer as well.
Sixers for Aeromancer.
Hey,
you know what, man?
What's up, Benz?
I think I'm going to go with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
All right, Jackson did as well, if you didn't catch that.
Alrighty. Let's get it, Jackson.
And we're missing Zach.
Where is Zachary? Where's Zachariah? This is an annual theme. There's always one mod missing, unfortunately. It looks like chat is in 20 votes, 75% Thunder. Get your votes in the chat poll for spread picks. I don't think I need to explain the spread, considering 75% of them took Thunder. They know what a 10.5 point spread is then. Anyway, me, Jackson, chat, Thunder. Everyone else, Sixers, except for Zach, who's going with no one. Automatic L. I'm just kidding. We'll see if he gets his pick in the next 13 minutes, or somebody from chat will get to pick it for him. Anyway, game number 2. Eric, we got to pick 'em between the Boston Celtics and Brooklyn Nets. I think this game is nationally televised, right?
Maybe. I
assume it is, because Bet Online, they'll say like a 4:30 game starts at 4:40, except this game they said specifically starts at 4:30. Yeah, it is nationally televised. TNT, this is a phenomenal game. Top 2 teams in the East, if I recall correctly, because Milwaukee's fallen off a bit, and it is a pick-em. So who do you think will win? Anyway, Eric, what are the injuries?
Well, it's a pick-em because for the Celtics, they're without Al Horford and Jaylen Brown, and the Nets are, of course, without Kevin Durant for a while.
Alrighty. Yep, even spread, Connor. Even spread. No push on this one. Shout out Michael V with the $5 donut. Says, I'm going to the game tonight and would like to park in one of the garages. Where's the best spot to buy a pass? Michael, I've never parked in any of the garages at Moda Center ever. So I have no clue, man. Thank you for the $5 dono. Eric, do you have parking advice for this man?
I mean, there's the main garage. You don't need to buy a pass. You just have to bring, I think it's like 20 or 25 bucks to park there. Yeah, or just any of the little parking lots around there. I know you have like a secret spot you like to park and walk up.
It no longer exists as a spot anymore, unfortunately. So, yeah, can't do it anymore.
Oh, it's up to $30 now. Nice.
Inflation. Anyway, we got 3 people going Celtics. My watch like 5 minutes ago yelled at me to get active, and now it just says, great job being active. I don't know how I'm being active right now.
You're flailing your arms.
Okay. Aeromancer goes Nets.
I'll be right back. I'm going to text Zach.
Yeah, or call him. Call him on stream. I got the... yeah, my fingers are exercising, Connor. You're right. The intersection of Broadway and I-5? What, for parking?
I will call him on stream if you want me to.
Yeah, sure. If you think he'd be okay with it.
I don't know.
I hear it ringing.
Hey, Zachary, how are you?
How you doing, Eric?
Good. You're live on the stream.
Hey, what's up, guys? I just messaged you actually. How's everyone doing? I've been doing calculus homework or pre-calculus homework, so my bad. I got distracted.
Nice.
Sauce.
Nice.
So yeah, let me give it to you guys.
Okay. Thanks, Zach.
Yeah,
Love you. Bye.
What's up, guys? All right, bye.
He said lost in the sauce and calculus? That was awesome. Bro, we need to, every time a mod's missing, we need to call him. Well, we can't call Trevin because he won't reveal his voice to us ever, but every other mod, yeah. Like, I got Connor's number, I don't got any other numbers, but we gotta get Jackson's and Aeromancer's number. Okay, so, what do you go with? I still don't know who I'm gonna pick in this pick'em.
Oh, man. I'm gonna take the Nets, actually.
All right. Actually, I know why. I think I know why it says I'm being active. It's because I was drinking one of these because I was tired today, and this makes your body tingle. So I'm tingling right now. Oh,
Trevin says he won't be missing anyway, so.
Yeah, Trevin doesn't. No, he was missing one of these streams, so. All right. What did Zach go? Chat goes 70% Celtics. I'm gonna go with the... this is tough. Screw it, I'm going Nets. I don't know, man. This truly is a pick'em. Like, I have no clue. Do you guys like the new 3D Celtics logo with the shading on it? Is that better than the old boring one or not? I think the 3D logos like look better when they're bigger because you can see the detail. But do you guys like it down there? The Nets one's 3D too, except you can't tell because it's literally just a black and white minimalistic logo.
I like them.
Yeah, I'm happy with them. So I got like 10 done. I got the Blazers and Cavs coming up, and Hornets and Raptors. All right, what'd Zach go with? Did he send you his picks yet, or did we just move on?
He's trying to catch up, so
okay, cool. Yeah. All right, we'll go to the next one. Let me hide those.
Oh wait,
picks.
He said Celtics on this one.
All right, what did he say on the first one?
I don't think he's given the first one yet.
All right, we can go back to that.
You just missed one other game, Zach.
Yeah.
Oh, he says Thunder.
Thunder. We got a split vote. Lightning, Thunder. Zach goes with OKC. All right.
Yeah, I should have just left Zach on to make his picks.
I know, right? Yeah, you're right. Zach should just be on anyway. Game number 3, you got Toronto hosting Charlotte. This game is in Canada, and Toronto's a 7.5-point favorite.
All right. For the Hornets, they're without Kelly Oubre and Gordon Hayward. The Raptors are only without Otto Porter Jr., and it looks like he is done for the season with a foot injury.
He's kind of injury prone, man.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Yeah, I wonder, because he's got a player option for like 6 million plus next year. I wonder if that will influence whether he takes that or not.
He'll probably accept it. Toronto for Jackson, Toronto for Trevin. I'm just going to take the points and go Hornets. I have no idea what I'm doing today with my picks.
I'm going to take the Raptors. Zach is going Raptors.
Island me.
Nope, Arrows.
God dang it, Aeromancer. I don't think I've had an island all season. What'd Connor go with? Hornets? Well, it's not even...
It's going to end up
not
being
even a
two-person
island, yeah. Nah, chat won't. Chat doesn't have the guts to take the Hornets here. They're going to Raptors. 3 versus 5. All right, game number 4. You got another good matchup. You got Miami hosting the Bucks, and Miami's actually a 6-point favorite. Why is that, Eric?
That is because the Bucks are without Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, Grayson Allen, Joe Ingles, and Serge Ibaka. The Heat are without a bunch of players too. Tyler Hero, Kyle Lowry, Caleb Martin, Dwayne Dedman, Duncan Robinson, Nikola Jovic, Omer Yurtseven, with Udonis Haslem questionable. So yeah, they have, I guess, Bam and Jimmy still, and not much else.
Wait, Dwayne Dedman, you said, is out, right?
Yeah.
Because he's suspended because he threw a freaking massage gun on the court.
Yeah. This is like old school injury report.
I know. I was going to say, this reminds me of like 2021. So you got Jimmy Butler versus Drew Holiday.
And Bam's playing, so. Bam versus Crazy Eyes Clinton Portis or Bobby Portis. Why did I say Clinton Portis? A running back? No, he's not playing.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while. By the way, since we're on football, go Niners. We got.
I'm gonna go with the Heat.
For Trevin and Connor, you're going Heat.
Jackson's going Heat.
I mean, I hate the Heat, so I'm going Bucks. Yeah. You and Jackson are going Heat. I'm going with the Milwaukee.
Connor, Aeromancer, Trevin, all Bucks with you.
Okay, bang, bang.
I thought there was one. Zach's Miami.
Whoa, what the hell?
I think.
What in the world?
I meant Bobby Portis would start at power forward, but
Zach went with what?
Heat.
So normally I can just like click the poll and there's only one option. It says end poll. So I went to go where it normally says end poll, and there's now a button just randomly on this poll that says go to channel, and I pulled up the channel page.
Weird.
Like it updated in the middle of things. I don't understand anything with YouTube. Bucks for chat.
Another split vote. Nice.
Yeah. Wait, I put chat as Heat. Chat was Bucks.
Oh,
and
chat
Zach
was Bucks.
Heat. Yeah, Zach was Heat. So
Never
it's
mind.
3 versus 5. Is that right? Is that what you got?
Yeah.
I kind of messed that up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I just got confused.
Yeah. I confused myself. So, game number 5 of 6. You got the Lakers hosting the Mavericks in a rematch of the 2011 Western Conference semifinals. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah. Thinking about Andrew Bynum sending JJ Barea to the floor right now. The Mavericks are a 3-point road favorite.
The Mavericks are without Dorian Finney-Smith, Josh Green, Maxi Kleber. Dwight Powell is questionable. The Lakers are listing Anthony Davis, Lonnie Walker, Austin Reeves, and Patrick Beverley. All is out. LeBron James and Troy Brown Jr. are probable, both expected to play.
I don't like any of these games today, dude. I feel like I'm about to go 1-6.
Trevin's on the Mavs. Connor on the Lakers.
Not All-Star Austin Reeves. Cannot believe it. What?
If any of the 90 people that are watching are freaking out about All-Star voting, please take a deep breath.
And then breathe out.
Yeah,
And
don't
then
forget
keep
to breathe
doing
out.
that.
Yeah. Zach says Lake Show.
Ew. What are you going with?
Oh, I'm still deciding. Well, they haven't quite officially signed Myers Leonard yet, so until they do, I'm going to go with the Dallas Mavericks.
I think I'm also going to go with the Mavericks. Aeromancer goes Mavericks. Now I'm regretting this pick.
I mean, all but one, you've had the same pick as Aeromancers.
Actually, I'm going to bring Aeromancer up to the top. The cream rises. Aeromancer, let's go. We are the cream. Where's Jackson's
Lakers.
pick? Okay. Lakers. And chat is going with the Mavericks. So another 3 versus 5. All right, final game. You got your Portland Trailblazers. We'll preview this game in depth in a second. They're hosting the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Cleveland's a 3-point road favorite.
Cavaliers are without Dean Wade and Dylan Windler for sure. Ricky Rubio is listed, upgraded to questionable, is expected to possibly make his season debut after tearing his ACL last year. And then Jarrett Allen's missed last game, I believe, with an illness, and he is looking like he's going to play. He's probable. For the Blazers, they, of course, are without Nasir Little, who was updated today as back to practicing, but still without a timetable for a return. Justice Winslow's out as well. He is out for sure for another 2 weeks. And then Damian Lillard is questionable. Haven't really heard anything about whether he's going to play or not, but I got to believe he's going to give it a go. And then Gary Payton II, probable.
Alrighty. I'm going Cavs, and Zach is going Cavs, and Trevin is going Cavs, and we all hate the Blazers.
I mean, this feels too easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's when you overthink it.
Right.
That's when it becomes too hard.
But this is one of those, like, they're, like, begging you to take the Cavs, because, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I think... I mean, you can't force it, Arrowmancer. You can't force it, you know. Like, but actually, you can. Like, it's been undefeated this year, that quote, but I just am not going to force it, you know.
I saw a guy I follow that does, like, spreads and stuff.
Yeah.
There was a tweet about how the Blazers have such a great home court advantage, and he picked the Blazers to win this game outright tonight. It's like,
well, I hope so. I'd love to be.
We don't even know. 100%
Cleveland's going to win by
play.
2. Watch, yeah. So you're going with Cleveland after all this? Or are you going to take the Blazers?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Blazers. Screw it.
All right, well, you're taking the Blazers after all that. All right, time for double downs. Erase the picks. What's chats?
Trevin, Arrow. Hold on, I'm getting caught up. All right, chats looks like it's the first game. The Oklahoma City Thunder catching 10.5.
That might be the only underdog they took, too. That's crazy.
Connor's double down is the Lakers. Zach's double down is the Cavaliers. Zach's been really good on double downs, so that's kind of scary.
Zach's been doing well lately. He's slowly figuring it out after 3 years.
Jackson's going Thunder with chat. I think someone else said they were doubling down on this game is my double down.
Bro, I'm taking the Bucks, I guess.
Doubling down against the Heat, I like it.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea. I'm not even confident in this pick at all, so.
I'm going to... Oh, jeez, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm going to take the Raptors.
All right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Who are we missing? Trevin?
Trevin and Arrowmancer.
Arrowmancer just said Cavaliers. So we have Zach and Arrowmancer doubling down on the same game. Trevin is going with the Mavs is his.
Look how shiny that Cavs logo looks compared to the rest.
Good luck, everyone.
Except for everyone but me.
Except for Arrowmancer and Zach, because they took our enemy tonight.
Yeah.
Unless you want the Blazers to lose.
I should have. Oh wait, can I change my double down? Nah, screw it. I wanted to double down again against the Blazers, actually. But Nah, I'll double down. I'll double down on the Bucks. I'm fine with that. Okay. All right. Cool. That's picks against the spread.
Zen Master, that trade does not work if that was a trade suggestion.
All right, so let's preview this Blazers game, and then we'll talk trade rumors, all right? So all the graphics that I've been doing for my game previews, we're just doing them on stream today. This is what we got. And, I don't know, we can talk about any specific analytic or take a question about specific analytic, whatever you guys want to do. Let me center this thing a little bit more, because I care about that sort of thing. It is, and now my software's frozen, but they could still hear us and see us, but it's gonna take a second. So Cleveland comes in 26-16 record. They're phenomenal at home, much worse on the road, Eric. They're actually 8-12 on the road. This is the first time I'm looking at any of these stats. I just copy paste them in. Shout out to Reese for getting them to me. Appreciate it, Reese, as always. So all right, there we go.
H2H is head to head, so they played
head
one
to head,
time.
Yeah, and we lost, so. Yeah. I didn't have room for head-to-head.
What's up, Sam Dooley?
What's up, Sam? Good to see you, Sam.
He says, Tori, are you seriously have the best graphics? Question mark? Then he says, you seriously, yeah.
Thank you, question mark?
And then he says, hit the like button for the graphics.
Oh, absolutely. Hit the like button for anything.
He said hit the like button.
The light button? Is Sam drunk at 4:17 on a Thursday afternoon?
Maybe he's on vacation somewhere watching us from a beach or something.
I'm jealous. Anyway, metrics-wise, Cleveland they play one of the slowest paces. Or they play the slowest pace in the league. They slow it down. They grind out offense. Makes sense with two bigs. Jared Allen, Evan Mobley. Not guys that you would think is guys that can run the floor, even though Evan Mobley's pretty agile, but they have the second ranked defensive rating in the league. So a phenomenal defensive team. They also can get it done offensively. They rebound well with their size. Feel free to comment on any of these analytics as we go through them. Portland,
0.0 net rating.
Look how average we are, Eric. 14th offense, 16th defense, 15th net rating. It's 0.0. We are the definition of average.
Those are adjusted, right? Or are those just...
No, those aren't adjusted, but I will have adjusted. These are just normal metrics, and then I go into more detail with the offense and defense and have adjusted and everything. So this is shot distribution.
So we should be able to set up our defense. They don't run that much. So.
Yeah. So they shoot a lot of mid-range shots. Like the 30th ranked mid-range rate would be the team that shoots the most mid-range shots, while the 30th ranked rim and three-point rate would be the teams that shoot the fewest. Because like analytically getting to the rim and getting threes is good, while mid-range shots aren't analytically good, so to say. So Portland does a good job not taking mid-range shots, either getting to the rim or shooting threes, and they do a good job getting to the line. So this is always interesting to look at. And then here are percentages. Cleveland, phenomenal finishing around the rim. Solid three-point shooting team as well. They shoot a lot of mid-range shots, though, and they don't shoot a great percentage on them. So if you can get them... if you can get them off the three-point line or do a good job defending the three-point line, Eric, and then be able to protect the rim a little bit, maybe force them into some mid-range shots, that would be ideal.
Yep. Unfortunately, when both bigs are available, though, we have a lot of trouble keeping bigs off the rim that are rim runners, like both Allen and Mobley are. So that's going to be tough.
Yep, absolutely. Efficiency's pretty much equal offensively for these teams. True shooting percentage is actually equal, which is kind of wild. Mm-hmm. And effective field goal percentage is equal, so that's kind of wild. Their adjusted offensive rating is still 11th. Ours is still 14th. You would think they would be a better offensive rebounding team, but they're not. Nothing really jumps out the page, except this is probably going to be a slow-paced game. You look at possession length. Offensively, they have the longest possession length. They play a lot of half-court offense. And then now here's shot defense. The thing is Portland, we just talked about trying to force Cleveland, take mid-range shots, not let them get to the rim, not let them get threes off. Portland does a bad job of forcing mid-range shots. They do a terrible job of stopping teams getting to the rim. So they do a decent job defending the three-point line, or at least not letting teams get off a lot of threes, but it's at the expense of they are the worst team in the league right now, Eric, in terms of letting teams get shots at the rim. And they're still an average defense.
Yeah. Imagine if that could improve a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, imagine. We might be able to be a borderline top 10 defense, but, I mean, that's basically the point of attack problems that we've had, that we've talked about all season long, and, not really Nurkic's fault. Here are the percentages. We do a decent job of defending the rim, 13th in opponent rim percentage. We do a good job of, when teams shoot mid-range shots, they don't make a lot. That's probably just shooting luck, but, efficiency-wise, we're not terrible from any range. Here's the one thing for the Blazers. They've struggled from three. Cleveland has the 28th ranked opponent three-point percentage. You can get threes off against them. You can knock down threes against them. So I think that's going to be the key. Obviously, with Evan Mobley, Jared Allen at the rim, it's going to be hard to attack those guys in the paint, but you can get off threes against this team. So Portland's going to need to hit threes and kind of break out of the shooting slump that they've been in as a team lately.
Yeah, but if you move the ball around the perimeter, that's one thing. Even though Allen and Mobley are quick as bigs, they still are hanging out around the basket, can't quite get to skip passes as quickly as, like normal forwards would. So if you move the ball around the perimeter, get it to the opposite side with quick skip passes, you should be able to open up some threes. And if you do attack the paint and get in there, you should look for kick-out passes versus trying to attack those bigs.
Yep, absolutely. Here's some miscellaneous defensive numbers. Adjusted defensive rating still the same. Nothing really jumps out the page except Cleveland is the best team in terms of defensive rebounding, and they force turnovers, so that's going to be the other key, is taking care of the ball. Against this Cleveland team, not having 16, 17, 18 turnovers in this game like the Blazers have had lately. Definitely can't win this game if you have 24 like they did against the Raptors the other night, or the other day. It was a day game, but gotta take care of the ball, gotta knock down threes. That's the keys for this team offensively in this game, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
And then...
What's up, Alex?
What's up, Alex?
Go Blazers.
Bench-wise... Their bench is good. Our bench sucks.
Yeah.
This is the last 10 games, by the way. This is based on the last 10 games. Our bench isn't... I don't know. The defensive rating for our bench has actually been okay, but this is basically the story of the team, not just the bench. Can't score. Offense has been a struggle, so... I mean, the starters are going to need to play really well today because I don't have trust... against this Cleveland bench. They got Caris Levert off the bench. Might have Ricky Rubio today off the bench. They got Kevin Love off the bench. Am I forgetting anyone? Specifically notable?
I feel like we are, but I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like we are too, but I mean... That's Caris Levert, Kevin Love. Those guys would be awesome to have off our bench right now.
Yeah.
The starters are going to need to play well. The starters might need to build leads to start halves, which they've struggled to start halves. They might need to build leads because I don't trust the bench to not give up points against the Cleveland bench. So it's going to be interesting to see how much starters play today too.
For Jonathan Evers and people wondering, can you explain why these offensive rating and defensive ratings are so much different than like a regular?
Nope, I asked Reese. My best guess would be if you have three bench players playing with two starters and a starter scores, it doesn't count towards offensive rating, but it counts towards a possession. That would be my best guess. If Reese is watching, Reese, do you have an explanation for that? Because Reese just gives me the numbers, I plug them in. This is the only thing. I asked him, I was like, why are the offensive ratings in the, around 50? I don't know. So I just look at the rankings for these pretty much.
Yeah.
But Reese gets them from another source, so it's however that source calculates it.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we said, the injury report today. I think the Blazers are screwed if Dame doesn't play. He did look a little slower the last couple of games. I know he had that huge dunk and everything, but even on that drive, like I don't know. I'm not saying he looked slow or anything, but he didn't look as fast as you would expect him to be. So maybe this ankle's been bothering him. I don't know. Maybe I'm just speculating and seeing things. I don't know.
Well, he went to the bench and the trainers were looking at his knee, it looked like, last game. So I was kind of surprised when I said ankle, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he got banged up. But yeah, Ricky Rubio might play today. He's coming off an ACL tear, so he's almost back. And this is going to be his second stint in Cleveland. So they brought him back because he was good there when he played there, a year and a half ago or so.
Yep, then traded him for Levert along with a first-round pick, and now they have him back.
Yep, so that's the injury report from this game. Anything else for this game preview?
I feel like the Blazers need to, I don't know. They need to take care of the ball. That's first and foremost. But I do want to see them run a little bit more of the action where it's like either Grant or one of the guards is screening for one of the other three. So between Dame, Ant, and Grant. So one of them's in the corner, the other one goes and screens for him. And then you can either pop out for the three if you're the guard, or you can cut if you're Grant. I'd like to see a lot more of that action with Nurk kind of at the top of the key facilitating for that. And I would hope that we do more of that kind of stuff in this game. Just kind of free up some of the guards, try to get them some clean looks early and maybe get at least one of them going, because all three of them have had struggles shooting throughout the last few games, and it would be nice to at least have one of those three on fire tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Because those three players, just the big three, has been underperforming. Got to get better performances from Dame, Ant, and Jeremy Grant. Those guys are supposed to be the difference makers. And yeah, it's like we've talked about these guys being all-star caliber players. We've talked about how we have 3 all-star caliber players. Right now, we only have 1. I think Simons is playing below that level. Jeremy Grant's playing below that level right now. Dame is inconsistently reaching that level. Some games we don't have a single player playing at that high, an all-star caliber level. So, really want those guys to get going. And I'm worried that Jeremy Grant's going to settle for a lot of that mid-range stuff. And, his shots, he's 1 for his last 18 from 3. He's going to have to knock down shots because otherwise he's driving it Evan Mobley. Because Evan Mobley's their starting 4, and he's one of the best. He probably is the best rim protecting 4 in the league, and he can slide his feet. He's really good defensively, so it's going to be interesting to see what shots Grant gets today, what shots he settles for. And, it's a tough matchup for him. Really good defender to put up against Grant.
You mean they don't put their guards on our forwards?
No. Yeah, Darius
Garland. What a concept.
So you can put Evan Mobley on Dame. Yeah, crazy concept. But, phenomenal defensive team. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. All right, Eric. So, trade rumors. You got the trade rumor roundup for us, and that will be the rest of the stream.
So, interesting trade rumor. A lot of these came from Jake L. Fisher today, but so he said that the Hawks and Jazz were in talks in a trade that centered around John Collins going to the Jazz and Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt heading back to the Hawks. But
there has to be first-round picks in that, right?
From Utah?
Yeah.
Yeah, here's what I wanted to tell you, Tori.
Okay.
Utah declined the trade asking for a first from Atlanta in that deal.
Okay, so that's just BS. That's just Danny Ainge being Danny Ainge.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, well.
So not only is he getting Collins for...
Wait, so was Atlanta willing to do Collins for those two straight up?
I think they were.
Why?
That's what it sounded like. Yeah. And then Ainge asked for a first.
Way.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. So here's
my theory. Danny Ainge is pretending he's in our mock-off season right now, and you know how we make trades just to have more value in a trade later, you know? So, like, I feel like he's trying to get a first for in this trade, so then he could just turn around and trade John Collins to, like, Phoenix for 2 firsts, and then get, like, 3 firsts out of Malik Beasley and then maybe get Crowder in that trade and then trade him for another first and end up with like 4 firsts from just trading out Malik Beasley and
Every offseason, we have 30 people participate in a mock offseason where they each run a team and make trades, free agency, draft. We follow all the CBA rules, have spreadsheets for each team. It's a lot of fun. We do that every offseason. But yeah, people do that. It doesn't happen in the NBA, though, because GMs are smarter. It's like, okay, well, they're trying to, like, they do their due diligence and figure out what the best deal is. There is no way that is the best deal out there for John Collins.
Yeah, because the other rumor today was that the Indiana Pacers were interested in John Collins, and they are kind of wanting to not be in a long rebuild. They feel like they have a pretty good team right now, which, I mean, hard to disagree with that, especially if they end up re-signing Miles Turner. So if they just can lock in a power forward right now, they have pretty much their team set. Just add, depth and pieces around those guys. So if they could get a deal done, they are also apparently in the John Collins sweepstake.
Yeah. John Collins is underperforming this year, shooting 23% from 3. He's a career 36% three-point shooter and has been 34% or higher the previous 5 years of his career. So I don't know if it's, Atlanta has seemed a little dysfunctional this season, and there's, a little bit of behind-the-scenes beef apparently with Trae Young and their head coach, Nate McMillan. So I don't know what the deal is with Collins this year. He's only 25. He's not declining. It's just a down year so far. But basically, it would be Atlanta
was hurt
selling
for a while again. He's been kind of injury prone as well.
Yeah, so I think it would be Atlanta selling low on him, and whatever team gets him would be buying low. There is no way he is there. Like, I see a comment that says Vanderbilt's better. He's not. Vanderbilt is not a better player. Vanderbilt, I think, actually gets a bit overrated by this fan base, and probably Danny Ainge as well. Like, Vanderbilt is not a skilled big man, and he's not even a big man. He's a forward. So Vanderbilt's a solid role player, but Collins is a starter.
If you're Danny Ainge, though, Collins doesn't make a lot of sense. So it's more about him just, like I said, using that trade to get more value down the road. But if he traded, I'm pretty sure he could probably get a first for both Malik Beasley and Jared Vanderbilt if he holds out. So yeah, I don't think the value is that far off. I just think Collins is probably worth 2 firsts and any other trade to Atlanta. So I don't think they should have to be giving up more in that trade.
Yeah, there's no way. I mean, Beasley's like a solid 3-point shooter. That's pretty much all he is, though. Mm-hmm. We talk about, like, we would like it because we need somebody that can shoot.
I mean,
every 36% on volume, 8.5 threes per game in 27 minutes per game. Like, he gets up a ton of threes and makes a solid percentage of them. So, like, he's just a microwave shooter. Yeah. So, like, the type of guy, but, like, both those guys are role players, and John Collins is a starting caliber guy. Like, Beasley and Vanderbilt I view as bench guys. So, normally the starter, I think, has more value than 2 bench guys. Unless it's obviously like a Shane Sharp would have a ton of value because he's young, But in general, I would take John Collins over those 2 guys value-wise. So, ain't no way Atlanta should be giving up a first as well. That's good old Danny Ainge trying to fleece.
Yeah. Well,
Danny Ainge is Jackson. That's who he is. Or Jackson's Danny Ainge.
When it comes to the Pacers, though, I mean, they have a lot of tradable pieces that they're trying to get rid of. Obviously, like Buddy Hield and TJ McConnell, players like that probably aren't in their long-term plans. But yeah, I don't know. Duarte is probably, expendable with how many guards they have. I've been saying this for a while. They should just build their guard rotation around Nembhard, Halliburton, and Mathurin, and fill out their forwards elsewhere, and trade all the depth. But yeah, I don't know if Atlanta would be interested in any of that stuff. Maybe a 3-way trade or something. But yeah, that's one of the key pieces, I think, as it's been seemingly for 3 years now. Will John Collins be traded by the deadline?
Yep. And I see a comment saying Levert can be had. Cavs are fed up with him. I've been trying to tell people, Eric, I don't know if you remember because I don't talk about Caris Levert a lot, but I've been trying to tell people for like 3 years that Caris Levert is overrated. He's injury prone and he's super inefficient. For his career, he's a 33.5% 3-point shooter. He's, for his career, 48.5% from 2. Right? Doesn't get to the free throw line a ton. Doesn't play defense. True shooting percentage this year is 52%. For his career, it's 52.5. So he's like right in line with what he's done his entire career. Why do people think he's good? It's just because he averaged big numbers. But that's the thing with certain guys. When they're inefficiently averaging big numbers, you can't just, don't just look at the points per game. Look at, are they just jacking up a ton of shots and not making enough of them? Because that's always been the case with the Caris Levert. So, I would love him off the bench right now because our bench is so trash. But Caris Levert's not an above average NBA player. He's not good.
Yeah, I think it's just more flashy because he has like a big scoring game, or like he does have games where he shows good all around ability to where, like, man, he could be a good defender if he tried a little harder on that end, and he's a playmaker at times, can handle the ball a little bit. Yeah, Ernesto says now he's going to cook us. Watch.
But he's not good enough to be like a top 3 player on a good team, right? Yeah. And when you have a good team, you want guys off the bench that you can just consistently rely on, right? And he's not one of those guys you can consistently rely on. So that's kind of my problem with him, is there's really no ideal kind of role for him, in my opinion. So not a Caris Levert fan. Anyway, what other trade stuff you got?
Oh, well, speaking of Caris Levert, there were some rumors that Dallas and Cleveland were talking Tim Hardaway Jr. for Caris Levert swap. Be curious to see if that went down. But then there was also a rumor today that Dallas is also talking to Miami about a Tim Hardaway Jr. for Duncan Robinson and some sort of other asset, whether that be Caleb Martin or a first-round pick or something like that.
Why would they trade a first-round pick or Caleb? Caleb Martin's better than Tim Hardaway Jr.
Well, the thought process from Miami's point of view is to get out of Duncan Robinson's contract. Yeah. So they have to kind of put an asset on it.
So Dallas would just have Duncan Robinson and Davis Bertans making a combined $30 million a year.
I think what Dallas then would do is use those guys and like whatever assets they get and future first combined with, if they got a first in that trade, then try to use that to then get a, some sort of max player or something that's available from another team. I don't know who that would be particularly, but I think that's their plan, is they're trying to maneuver the pieces to get assets to potentially set up a bigger trade down the line.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. That'll be fascinating to watch.
David said, do you have an opinion on whether or not we might get Kevin Love? He makes like $29 million, so unless we're trading Anthony Simons for Kevin Love, which would be the dumbest trade ever, unfortunately, and they're too good to buy him out probably. So, I don't
remember like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, when people wanted to trade Anthony Simons for Kevin Love.
Yeah, that was funny.
Anyway, they were like, no. What, you don't want an all-star big-name player from Portland off the bench? Or no, to start at the 4. They wanted him to start at the 4 or something. Like, he could fix our shooting problems. Like, we never had a shooting problem. Why do you want Kevin Love? We have a defensive problem. So that was always funny.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about this
off the
before,
bench, he'd be great, but he's too much.
Like next year, possibly, bringing him in as a free agent, maybe. I don't know, but
yeah, like taxpayer MLE guy, sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. Off the bench, sure. Trading Ant for him so that he could start was never going to be a good decision. That always drove me crazy.
Eli Hanna says, would you two be up for a Duncan Robinson for Hart and Winslow trade? Absolutely not. We don't. Yeah.
AJ says, I asked Thunder fans about Kenrich Williams. Seems like Presti likes him, and Williams stated he wants to retire a Thunder. Yeah, and Tyrese Halliburton wanted to retire a King.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I mean, I guess if we got Caleb Martin in that trade, I'd maybe think about it, but I don't know. I don't think the Blazers, I don't know if that helps them that much. If we're trying to upgrade, sending out Hart and just replacing him with another player doesn't really help that much. I mean, I guess Duncan Robinson would be a good shooter, but how long he's hurt, I don't know how long he's out for, but yeah. But I'd probably shy away from that.
Yeah. And then what else?
So I'll save the most important one for last, but well, the Lakers are working out DeMarcus Cousins again tomorrow and Myers Leonard, I guess. Be interesting to see if they add another big. And then the Pistons were said to be wanting a, quote, tremendous offer for Alec Burks. Whatever that.
Tremendous.
Yes.
2 second-round picks, is that tremendous?
And then there was conflicting reports that they're going to keep both of them and aren't going to trade either him or Bojan Bogdanovic. So
yeah,
believe what you will. I mean, a lot of those are just people trying to say they're going to keep someone to try to pump their trade value up a little bit, which leads us to the last one, which is the Wizards apparently are saying they are not going to trade Kyle Kuzma, and they are hoping to sign an extension with him or work out a contract in the offseason and keep him long term.
Which means they need to trade another forward because they have a logjam of forwards.
Yes.
So I will take Rui Hachimura, please.
So here's the deal. The Wizards, I mean, once again, that could just be them trying to pump up Kuzma's trade value because no one's offering what they believe to be is enough. But the Bradley Beal is going to make nearly $47 million next year. Kristaps has a player option for $36 million. I'm assuming he's taken that. So that's like $82+ million just between those two. And then you have Monte Morris, DeLon Wright, Denny Avdia, Johnny Davis, Corey Kispert. That's another $32 million between those guys. So they're already, if you factor in Kuzma, let's just say he signs for like $20 million. They're already pretty much at next year's cap line. And that doesn't include Gafford, who's going up to $12 million next year, or Rui Hachimura, who's a free agent, and they could match offers for, but are they going to want to add his salary to that and be like a deep tax team for all these guys? So if it is true that they are possibly keeping Kuzma, they don't have a need for, they don't want Gafford at $12 million next year. They might end up like giving him away at the trade deadline. They don't want to pay Rui. They're definitely going to trade one of those guys, if not both of them this offseason, if they're keeping Kuzma. Now, if they end up trading Kuzma, that might change and they might keep Rui and Gafford and go that route. But as of right now, it appears those two players that we both, I think, agree would be pretty good pickups for the Blazers, are likely going to be available at maybe even a discounted price because the Wizards are simply trying to save money.
Yeah, if you can get in on that, get in on that. Absolutely. So Wizards are a team to watch for sure, given a couple of the players that they have on their team. That would make sense for Portland. Just give me a Gonzaga guy, Rui or Corey. I'll take either. But yeah, no, Rui's the guy off the bench I think could help out a lot offensively. As a guy that can knock down threes now and create off the dribble, good mid-range shooter. Young, still has, the potential to, I don't know, man. Like, he has the potential to be a Sixth Man of the Year candidate in the future, I think. He has that type of scoring ability, and if he came here, he's not going to start, but he could get like 28 to 30 minutes off the bench and average like 17 points. He's that type of guy, so he's legit. And
well,
then Denny Avdia can defend, so he's a little different, but also could be nice.
I mean, in terms of Rui, the other good thing about it is, I mean, you've been talking about him possibly making $20 million next year too. Yeah. I don't know, like, if he stays in Washington, I mean, unless they trade a bunch of people and he all of a sudden is playing a lot more, I don't think he's even going to be considered that valuable because of that. And if he gets traded here, I mean, even if he's good off the bench, I don't know if his value in a contract would be that high. So it might be someone that you actually get good value on in restricted free agency, because teams know if you offer him like 18 million, they're not going to match. So we could just hold out. And I don't think anyone's going to offer him like 25 million. So when it comes to restricted free agents, you have to like overpay or the other team matches. So I think we can maybe work out a good deal with him too.
Yep, absolutely. Anything you want to talk about on this stream? Because I do gotta go.
Yep. And then real quick, the Suns have to trade Jay Crowder. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So they could panic trade too. But if you got Rui, you could possibly steal another person from their team for that.
Yep, absolutely. You're gonna hear a bunch of teams that like love their players and are gonna need more than will be given up for them if they get traded. You're going to hear a bunch of that. Well, there's a lot of buyers and not many sellers. So, I mean, these players could get overpaid for in a trade. Who knows? It's kind of it's a seller's market this year. So it's going to be tough to go out and make moves. So we'll have to wait and see. We'll, of course, cover rumors and everything as we get up until the trade deadline. But I would expect to hear a lot of like the Alex Burke stuff and Jalen McDaniels, Mitch Kupchak loves him, and they would need more than like Grayson Allen in a second round pick or something. That was another thing that was said today by Jake Fisher. So expect to hear a lot of that type of stuff.
And also with the one caveat being Danny Ainge, we've already talked about him a lot, but those guys are both under contract. Beasley and Vanderbilt are both under contract next year, so he could be the one person that actually does hold out and not trade anyone, and then they still have value to be traded in the offseason. So that's the one team that I actually believe will hold out for maximum value for their players.
Yep. AJ, that's because we can pay the tax. We can pay the tax, and cap will go up in the next few years. Will go up a lot, so that's how. Anyway, there's a question about us watching another podcast. I don't watch other teams' podcasts because I don't believe, no. The Avatar, that whole thing, I would not put any stock into.
Yeah.
Causing issues with his fit or whatever. I
mean, we're definitely missing Winslow because our bench has been completely inept. So I would love to have Winslow, and as much as he wasn't really playing well, yes, they do miss Winslow. But in terms of Nurk, I mean, just a couple weeks ago, or was that after the Detroit game, like a week and a half ago, like Chauncey came out and said how important Nurk is to this team and how much his teammates love him and all that stuff. So that's just complete BS. Like, no, everyone loves Nurk on this team, and he's not causing issues.
Yep, you're gonna make me rant about people talking about Nurk the way I ranted about the people that talk about Dame on the post game show. I don't want to do that right now. I gotta run. I got a couple things to do that I gotta get done. So right. I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, just the Nurkic has a target on his back for whatever reason, and it's unfair. And there's probably a reason why he deleted his social media, because this fan base or a section of this fan base is absolutely ridiculous and pathetic in how they talk to him and how they treat him and how they talk about him. So I don't that's why I don't watch other content, because I think a lot of it just seems like narratives and stuff that is unfair to certain guys. And Nurk is the number one guy that kind of gets the the damage and all that. So actually feel kind of bad for Nurk, honestly, not even gonna lie, because he seems like a great guy and doesn't deserve all the hate that he gets for whatever reason. So anyway, anything else?
No, hope to see everyone after the game. Hopefully it's celebrating a Blazer win. If not, hopefully we're as entertaining as we were last post-game show. Hope you guys have a good night.
I got another one of those of me, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe I think I need to drink this before streams because I've been energetic today. Maybe I'll drink. I don't know. I shouldn't drink 2 sugar-free energy drinks a day because that seems like an absolute health risk. But should I risk my health for the channel and for chat? I don't know. I'll have to make that calculation. Anyway, that wraps up Blazers Uprise Live presented by Bet Online. Promo code BELIEVE, BOEAV, for 50% rewards. We're out of here. We'll catch you on the post-game show later tonight. Until then, have a good rest of your day. As always, peace out. Go Blazers.